What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by Autobahn. My name is Max, and today we've got the BMW M440i Gran Coupe today. This is the new version with the B58 Gen 3 engine, B58N, also known as, with 392 horsepower. And well, we're really excited to see what this engine in this car feels like. So today I'm going to show you around it. I'll show you the spec and a couple cool things on it, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. A gorgeous spec we've got today. This is Dragy Grau, absolutely gorgeous, like gray color with gold flake in there. Looks stunning, combined with, well, I have to say, a much better kidney grille at the front. This is the facelift grille. We actually also sell these for the pre-facelift cars. Looks much better than the weird shower curtain thing with the rain on it. I don't know, it looks weird. This looks much better. The new lights, of course, with the new DRLs. More aggressive front bumper for the M440i. 19-inch wheels. We've got behind that the M Sport brakes in red. I read something about an M engineering package that gives you better brakes and better tires, more sporty tires. I don't think this car has it. I think this is the regular M Sport brake system, internally ventilated with Bridgestone Potenzas, I guess. Terenza Enlighten. Yeah, I don't think this is a very sporty tire. 245s, 19-inch. We've got 10mm lower suspension for the M440i. Adaptive dampers. A little bit of black trim around the windows, down the sides. The ugly flush door handles are still there. Don't really like those. 255 tires at the rear. And we've got the new rear lights with the little squigglies in there. Laser lights, squiggly line with M440i badge, the tailpipes that are hidden inside the bumper trim, and an exhaust, which actually sounds pretty damn good. So I don't know what exactly they did to improve it, because I think it has more like filters, catalytic converters, OPFs, whatever than before. But it actually sounds really good, and you get some proper burbles, some actual burbles that are not in the speakers but actually in the exhaust, and the combination between the fake sound and the real sound is pretty good. A lot better than with recent M3s at least, and also a lot better than the M340i, the later versions, and some other BMWs that are just hilarious. So this is the reason why we are testing this car. This is the B58 Gen 3 engine, 392 horsepower and 540 newton meters of torque. So that's 18 horsepower more and 40 newton meters more than before. Also, it has port injection as well as direct injection to get through the latest emission checks. It also has a larger turbocharger, and the potential in this is even bigger than it is in the Gen 2 B58, which is already great, because I saw RaceChip already had one available for the B58 Gen 3 M340i. I think they did like 500 horsepower with that thing, just a RaceChip, which is absolutely nuts. That's like stage 2, like a proper stage 2 power, just from a piggyback tune, which is kind of nuts. So it will be interesting to see if this engine, which is I think a bit more complex than the Gen 2, will hold up as well as the Gen 2 and will be as durable, as reliable as the Gen 2. Only time will tell, but the tuning potential is enormous in this thing. We've got the Gran Coupe today, so that means the heaviest version of this platform, 70 kilos heavier than an M340i. It is a bit bigger, it has a bit more stance, and you do have some proper space for 4 people, although it's a bit cramped, of course, in the rear there, but it's not bad actually. We've got carbon fiber trim. Everything else in here I think is just the recent facelift, although I feel like the steering wheel is a bit thinner, but I might be just imagining that, but I feel like it's a bit thinner, because normally when I get into these cars I'm like, ugh, and now I'm like, I don't know, not 100% sure. So let's start it up. 48 volt mild hybrid, starter generator integrated into the new ZF HP60 gearbox. A lot better than before as well. Well, a lot better. It was already really good. So even better than before. Really tight and snappy shifts. It feels like they took a hard look at XHP and kind of integrated all the great things about that into this, because it genuinely feels like that, like a stage 2 XHP almost. Well, maybe a stage 1 XHP, but you have like the snappy shift and also the brab sound on the shift, and it sounds similar, it feels similar, it's really good. So Sport Plus, still they have not fixed the fact that when I go to Sport Plus, the gearbox doesn't go to Sport. So if I'm driving in Sport, blah 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 blah, driving, and then I have to turn around, reverse, and then I want to continue, it goes back to drive. Every time you have to put that gearbox back into Sport. This is such an easy fix. Fix this, because it's super annoying. Can I do that in an individual? I don't think so. Sport individual, no. So this is just the same. So Sport Plus, you need to do it every time. If you forget, your loss. Traction control off, live vehicle. So we've got the power displays, so you can see that it actually does. There we go, 540, 392 on the dot. And these are the pruebas I was talking about. Hope you can hear that. It's pretty good. They sound, it's you know, it's not super loud, they're quite muffled, but at least they're real. And I think all of these are real. The fake sound is not as annoying as before. See, now I have to go back to Sport. It's why is that? Why? Anyway, I think the sound is good. It's not intrusive. For 2026, that's not bad. I think we should be happy with that. Also, the fact that they ditched those super loud burbles in the speakers, which were just so stupid. All right. Yeah, that's a nice sounding engine. Good tone, sounds better than an M3 in a lot of ways, I feel like. Launch control, traction control, traction. Why is the DSC on? I turned it off. Launch control. .6, I think, is what the M440i Gran Coupe is supposed to do. I think we did 4.5 something, so that is good. DSC off. I thought I already turned that off. Anyway, the engine gearbox combo, as I said, it feels, it does really feel like an evolution of the Gen 2 and the previous gearbox. It's more like the X3 M50 drivetrain, of course. It all feels, well, the engine feels a bit more distant and a bit more smooth, and the gearbox feels a bit more snappy and a bit more attentive. And also, the difference between drive and sport is quite big, so you really notice immediately that you're not in drive, even though I feel like it should not be that difficult to get it into sport. It's really good. It's a very fluent experience. You don't want to be pushing it to 100%, because then the weight and the chassis limits start acting up. But as a fast daily or like travel car, these things are unbeatable, really. These M40i's, whatever you put in it. I mean, it's M340i, M240i, M440i. Doesn't really matter. It is all excellent. They're quite repetitive. But at least they're real. I really like that. Oh, they're very repetitive. You actually hear them with the windows down? Not really. Maybe they're amplified slightly. Let's go, buddy. Oh my God. It's a very safe driver. Maybe his first time. Go on, speed up! Jeez! So, performance-wise, it is quick. The problem is that we did a 100 to 200 measurement and we did an 11.9, whereas last time with an M440i that we did 11, I think 1 or 11.2. Which is quite a big difference. So I'm not sure what's going on there with this extra power being quite a bit slower. I don't really know what that is about. Maybe OPFs or more filters, or I don't know. But something is up. So I'm curious to see if we get our hands on an M340i with a Gen 3, if the difference is going to be the same. But that's kind of strange. Also, top speed 250 kilometers an hour, and I thought that we were finally over this and that BMW stopped doing it, but again this car does 247 GPS, not 250, which I know doesn't sound like a big difference, but I feel like 250 should be 250 and not 247. But as a whole, as a package, it is great. It is as great as ever. It feels like it's a bit more civilized than before. And I think for most people that's a good thing. It does feel quick now up here at higher speed. That was the limiter, 251. I think it will do 252 or 3 maybe, but we'll see if we can get there. But I feel like as a daily performance car, it's still pretty much unbeatable, and it has gotten even better. So it is absolutely horrible at the Autobahn today. A lot of left lane warriors today. So we're going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe by clicking the big button. It will be interesting to see what this Gen 3 will be able to do once unlocked and fully tunable. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Thank you for watching. Check out this video if you want to watch another one. This playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.